we can get the economy growing, and we can get the economy growing if we have a proper banking system. That's the purpose of today.
Thank you, Minister. We now move on to matters selected for the adjournment. Deputy Richard Boyd Barrett.
Who's the Minister I'm dealing with, Count Corl, or is it the Taoiseach? I hope it's the Taoiseach.
Sorry, who's Chief Whip?
Yeah, I want to express the strongest possible concern. I don't call him Minister, do I? Do I just call him Deputy Kehoe? Minister, sorry. I didn't know whether the Chief Whip was a Minister. I'm only learning my way around here. I want to express the strongest possible concern about CACI UK, who are involved in organising the census, which is currently underway in this country. As the Minister, I'm sure, knows, census information is sensitive, personal information, comprehensive information about every citizen in this state. And whoever is involved in carrying out that census, we should be sure that that information is absolutely secure and is in the hands of a body that has no question marks over its integrity. But CACI have very serious question marks over their character and integrity. And they lie in two areas, Minister. First of all, they are linked to CACI in the US, based in Virginia. And CACI have defence contracts for interrogation for the US military, and were involved in interrogation in Abu Ghraib prison, where there are very serious allegations and lawsuits pending by victims of torture in Abu Ghraib against CACI for their involvement in the horrendous atrocities that took place in Abu Ghraib. CACI, in order to avoid prosecution on these matters, have claimed immunity in the US precisely on the grounds that they are working for the US military. And on September the 11th, 2009, the US Court of Appeals ruled that CACI did in fact fall under the US military chain of command and thus had government contractor immunity. In other words, the American military are organising our census, or a company that is under their chain of command. Now, I find that worrying. I find it worrying that the American military, or a company under their chain of command, as decided by the US courts, will have access to the most sensitive information, comprehensive information on the citizens of this country. In Scotland, when this issue emerged, where the census was being taken, the Registrar General for Scotland accepted that there was a serious problem here because, as the Minister may know, the Patriot Act gives the American government the right to demand or simply take, even without the knowledge of the company involved, any information it wants from an American company. Any information. Right? And the Registrar General of Scotland acknowledged this was a very serious problem. In other words, if the US government wants our census information, it can simply demand of CACI that it has it. It's as simple as that. Not to mention CACI's involvement in the horrors of Abu Ghraib, and as I said, the fact that victims of that horror are trying to take legal action against them and are being blocked at every level. Amnesty International have, among many other human rights organisations, have conveyed very serious concern about CACI, about their human rights record and so on. So I just put it to you that this is not acceptable. What guarantees can we have that this comprehensive, sensitive, personalised information about every citizen in this country is secure? and some declaration that they will sign means nothing in the context of the Patriot Act and the abominable record of CACI. So I would like to know what the government is going to do about this very serious situation.
Thank you, Deputy. All the Minister of the Department, Taoiseach.
Ken Corla, as Minister of State with responsibility for the Central Statistics Office, the 2011 census, which has been conducted on the 10th of April, is of vital national importance to this country. The census results will give us information to understand what Ireland needs for the future. The census will give us a comprehensive picture of social and living conditions of our people in 2011. Only a census can provide such a complete detail. The results are essential tools for effective policy planning and decision-making purposes in the future. The census is a fundamental part of our national heritage and collective knowledge. Ireland has been conducting census of population since 1821. This enables us to track developments over a long period with considerable accuracy. The greatest strength of our census is the provision of detailed population figures at local level. They will help to identify likely demand for schools and healthcare facilities, areas of relatively high unemployment, the best location for new shops, etc. Therefore, the most accurate the results, the better we can plan for the future and provide our citizens with the goods and services they need and require. The census has been conducted by the Central Statistics Office and an independent statistical agency. It has always acted in an impartial voice for the country and plays a crucial role in public debate through the provision of a wide range of economic, social and environmental statistics. As the Deputy has highlighted, a UK company, CACI Limited, has been awarded a contract related to the administration of the 2011 census. This includes the design and printing of the 2000 census forms and the provision on-site support of hardware and software required for the scanning, capture of coding of the completed census forms. This contract was awarded following an open, competitive procurement process run under EU tendering law, which applies to all public bodies. It is important to note that CACI UK Limited was awarded a similar type contract for the 2002 and 2006 census, as well as winning the contract for census 2011. Indeed, the same company was also contracted for similar, more wide-ranging services in relation to the census in Scotland in 2011. They provided the best value for money for the Irish taxpayer, and EU rules do not allow bidders to be excluded because they are not Irish companies. The tendering process followed the strict EU procurement rules. CSO commenced tendering for the supply of the Census 2011 processing system in April 2009, and the tender was published to the eTenders website and the EU Journal. 2 tenders were received, one from CACI UK Limited. Both tenders went through 3 stages of evaluation. The evaluation team consisted of 6 senior CSO staff with an independent reviewer overseeing the process. The scoring model used to award the contract was lodged with the Department of Finance in advance of the opening of the tenders. CACI UK Limited was awarded a contract on the 30th of June 2010 based on scores provided by the evaluation team. CACI UK Limited, the company working on the Irish census, has never provided services to the defence of intelligence sectors. Its business is solely in the supply of software solutions to the public and private companies. Some concerns have been raised about allegations made about the parent company of CACI UK Limited in relation to human rights abuses in Iraq. I understand these allegations have not been substantiated, and investigations by the CACI International and the US government could not confirm them. CACI International have stated publicly that they do not condone, tolerate or endorse any illegal behaviour by its employees in any circumstances or any time they have held in the past, and always will hold themselves in the highest ethical standards. It should be noted, CACI International, the American parent company of CACI UK Limited, has no involvement whatsoever in the Irish Census contract. It is not involved in any way in the preparation or delivery of systems of the Irish Census. As a public body, the Central Statistics Office is fundamentally committed to ethical and proper conduct in all matters. I would never consider having any dealings with a company convicted of a human rights abuse. It is also important to note that the confidentiality is the cornerstone of all work conducted by the CSO. All Census 2011 forms will be processed in CSO Census Office located in Swords, where the information is stored on a dedicated closed CSO network wholly owned by the CSO. All information collected in the census is treated in a strictly confidential manner by the CSO and will be used for the statistical purposes. This confidentiality is guaranteed by law. The CSO is justifiably proud of its unblemished record in protecting the confidentiality data. It is one of the top priorities to maintain this record. Every household in the state is legally obliged to participate in the census and the wealth of information, and the census provided is available for use by everyone, free of charge. Census data is used by a wide range of organisations and individuals, from central and local government to local community groups or our enterprise development agencies, working to attract foreign investment entrepreneurs and jobs into Ireland. I believe that everybody in this House should be encouraging every household in Ireland and right across the country to participate fully in the census and to visit the census website to get a feel for the enormous benefits the census information will bring to Ireland over the coming years.
Now call on Deputy Joe Costello